Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. UCLA finally broke through under Chip Kelly in 2021 by going 8-4. And now expectations are even higher going into 2022 as UCLA is looking to capture their first conference title since 1998. And when you look at the numbers, guys, brought to you by College Football Encyclopedia, they have the talent to do it. They have the talent to win the Pac-12 in 2022, and expectations certainly deserve to be higher. Disregard the fact that UCLA is 90th in the nation when it comes to returning production. Doesn't mean everything, right? They're still loaded with talent. Their offense is led by a veteran quarterback in Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who had 30 total touchdowns last year. Zach Charbonnet is back at running back after rushing for over 1,100 yards last year, the most by a UCLA running back since 2015. The team as a whole averaged over 215 rushing yards per game and 36.5 points per game, which was 12th in the nation. The defense certainly has some work to do. They've got to improve against the pass. They were the worst passing defense in the Pac-12 last year, allowing over 260 passing yards per game. But the defensive line will be very strong in 2022, which means UCLA against the run might be even tougher than they were last year when they ranked 23rd in the nation against the run game. So, UCLA, guys, again, has the coach to win big, have the players to win big, and they now have the confidence to win big after finally breaking through and winning 8 games. Can they take that next step in 2022? When we take a look at their schedule, I will tell you right now that UCLA has a pretty favorable schedule, and they're going to start the year 3-0. We think they take down Bowling Green, they should take down Alabama State, and they should take down South Alabama. Shouldn't be too big of an issue there. So 3-0 for the Bruins. They then jump into conference play. They start with Colorado. They beat Colorado 44-20 last year. The thing with Colorado is they want to run. They have been a run team under Carl Durrell. And yes, they lose Jarrett Broussard off to Michigan State, a big loss for them. All the more reason why UCLA is going to win this game. Colorado offensively is going to struggle. They were one of just 5 Power 5 teams to fail to score 20 points per game last year, only averaged about 18.8 points per game last year. And UCLA's run defense, like we just mentioned, is very stout. Despite the game being on the road, the Bruins will win. They then take on Washington. They beat the Huskies 24-17 last year. That was on the road. Now the game is at the Rose Bowl. It's at UCLA. Washington, guys, still not a bad team by any means, but you know what the difference maker is going to be? Washington's run defense. The Huskies were first in the country in terms of stopping the pass. So, number 1 in the country for Washington, so number 1 in the Pac-12, versus worst in the Pac-12 when it came to stopping the pass. But Washington's run defense gave up 193.6 rushing yards per game. UCLA, again, a team that wants to run the ball, averaged over 215 rushing yards per game. That run game will be the difference maker. On top of, obviously, Washington dealing with a bunch of new changes with their new head coach in Kalen DeBoer, UCLA wins that game, guys. They're 5-0 and possibly a top 10 team heading into their game against Utah. So we very well could have a top 10 showdown between Utah and UCLA on October 8th at the Rose Bowl. One of the biggest games in UCLA football recent memory, if that holds true. Utah's legit, guys. Obviously, maybe the top team in the Pac-12. UCLA lost to the Utes by 20 last year, 44-24. And while they do get to host this game, that's going to be a huge benefit. And if both teams are undefeated in the top 10, that's going to be huge. I don't see UCLA pulling off the win over the Utes. Utah's the real deal, guys, and they are the most complete team in this conference. Offensively, they have all the talent they need. Cam Rising and Tavion Thomas, their tight ends, their wide receivers, everything loaded. Defensively, they were 27th in the country nationally on defense last year. Their defense has a chance to be even better than they were last year. All those things combined, I think they're going to have what it takes to come in here and slow down UCLA's run game and force Dorian Thompson-Robinson to win the game through the air. Something that he can do but doesn't want to do, and certainly is not his strength. Utah comes on the road to the Rose Bowl and hands UCLA their first loss, but it will be closer than 20 points. They enter their bye week 5-1, still in the hunt for a Pac-12 title. Remember, guys, divisions are gone. Comes down to the top 2 teams in the conference. That is who gets to play for their title. They come out of the bye week and go on the road to Oregon. Perfect time for a bye week. Just unfortunate that the game is in Eugene because home field advantage will be key in this game. UCLA nearly took down Oregon last year, falling to the Ducks 34-31. But again, guys, like we just mentioned, they're now going on the road and facing what is possibly a better Oregon team than we saw last year. The Ducks finally have answers at quarterback with Bo Nix there. The front seven defensively is phenomenal, especially in the linebacking core if they can stay healthy. I genuinely think UCLA's run game struggles here. I don't know if Dorian Thompson-Robinson for the second game in a row can try to deliver solely through the air. Oregon doesn't blow out UCLA by any means, but in Eugene, they do get the win, and UCLA has handed their second straight loss. They return home to take on Stanford, guys. UCLA gets back on track there. I believe they take down the Cardinal. They beat them by 11 last year, and while their passing defense might struggle a little bit against Stanford and Tanner McKee, he might light them up a little bit, UCLA's offense will be too much for Stanford's defense to handle. Stanford was the worst defense in the Pac-12 in every category but passing defense. They were the worst in the conference in total defense, scoring defense, and rushing defense, and UCLA will exploit that. They go on the road to Arizona State after that. Excuse me. Arizona State, a trap game, majorly. While no one's having sky-high expectations for Arizona State, they are still a team that's going to win a few games. Emory Jones comes in at quarterback from Florida. Xavier Valladay is in at running back from Wyoming. The defense in the secondary is a major concern, but other than that, they've got the pieces to maybe get back to a bowl game, just not be where we thought they'd be at this point under the Herm Edwards era. The road game, guys, after the road game at Oregon, after the home win over against Stanford, the road game at the Desert just doesn't rub the right way with me. They beat Arizona State 42-23 last year, guys, but Arizona State was 33rd versus the run last year. I think they're going to be pretty stout versus the run again this year. If you can take away the UCLA run game, and again, force Dorian Thompson-Robinson to win the game through the air, like Utah probably will, like Oregon probably will, if you can do that, you have a very good chance to win. And with home field advantage on their side, Arizona State possibly fighting for their bowl lives here, I think the Sun Devils get a big win over what should still be a top 25 UCLA team. The Bruins have now been handed their third loss. Pac-12 title hopes probably gone here, but a still good bowl game, not out of the question. But I think they beat Arizona. They beat them by 18 last year. The Wildcats have improved. They've added Jaden DeLora and a handful of other transfers, but they haven't improved enough to win at the Rose Bowl. UCLA beats the Wildcats. They then take on USC. Big-time rivalry. Battle for LA, right? They beat USC 62-33 last year. And we mentioned in our USC video, if you want to beat the Trojans, you've got to have an offense that can keep up. UCLA has that offense. UCLA has the offense that can match USC step for step. Neither team's going to have a great defense, but if I'm picking a team that thinks going to have a better defense when it's all said and done, it's actually going to be UCLA. I think the Bruins can string together just a handful of stops against the Trojans. Their offense can match Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley step for step. And while I don't think UCLA wins by 29 points, not by a long shot, they will beat USC. And in doing so, could ruin USC's playoff hopes or Pac-12 title hopes all in one game. It's going to be a great game, much better than it was last year. The stakes will be high in this rivalry for the first time in a while. UCLA gets the win again over the Trojans. And they close out the year, guys, with a road game at California. They will beat California, and they will beat them handily. California that beat them by 28 points last year, and with the Golden Bears' subpar offense, I don't see them being able to keep up with the Bruins. And again, I do not see a 28-point swing from a California team that's going to be about the same as they were last year versus a UCLA team that might be even better than they were last year. So UCLA wins their season finale and ends the year, guys, at 9-3. So they improve. We have them going from 8-4 to 9-3. And while that might not be good enough to get to the Pac-12 championships, they might have to wait another year. You know, looking for that first title since 1998. Probably won't come in 2022. But a 9-3 season with a shot to win 10 games if they can win their bowl game clearly shows that UCLA is heading in the right direction under Chip Kelly. We knew that last year, thought that last year. We're going to know it for sure now. UCLA 9-3 in 2022 and a threat to every team in the Pac-12. So guys, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below as well, including our expert picks over on the gridironexpert.com. Make sure to go check those out and sign up for them today so we can help you win big. Again, some of the lowest prices for some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the country. Make sure to go check it out. Sign up today. Join our team today. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.